Remember when you got your first VR headset? You booted it up, your jaw dropped, your heart was racing. It was like stepping into the future, something new that you had never experienced before. But somewhere along the way, it stopped. The excitement faded. The headset got shelved and is now collecting dust. It was new until it wasn't. And now, you're wondering if that spark can come back. Well, the good news is, you actually cannot reignite that spark. And to be quite honest, you should not be able to. My name is the Virtual Gangster, and 5 years ago I got my first headset, which was the Oculus Quest 2. Today, we're going to be talking about how you can start to enjoy VR all over again. A great place to start would be to be very honest with yourself and ask the question, how did we get here? Okay, so if we take gaming as a whole, whether that be VR gaming or flat screen gaming, I think a common sentiment that you'll find in the community is that people feel that games are no longer fun. So I've been gaming for as long as I can remember, and I'd be lying if I said I didn't share this, thought. So some of my fondest memories made while gaming were playing games with my brother and some of my childhood friends growing up. So it's no secret that the social interaction was a very important aspect of what made games enjoyable for us. There's just something about that was so novel and made the whole experience enjoyable, almost addictive. But it seems as I got older, my interest for traditional video gaming declined, despite me having more and more access to better games, better technology, even faster internet. Fast forward to 2020 and I find out about VR. Bingo, it's something new. It's something novel, and they made it very accessible to the average consumer. Surely this is going to reignite my interest for video gaming. And it did. I became so immersed into all things VR, so much so that I created this YouTube channel because of it. And then it wore off. You see, the same thing happened in virtual reality as it did with flat screen gaming. And the common denominator is me. I think I'm the problem. Maybe there's something within me that's changing. One of the cool things about being a VR YouTuber is I get access to insights to the demographics of people who consume VR content. In my specific case, 65% of the people who view my videos are between the ages 18 and 34. Speaking of demographics, only 98% of y'all who watch my videos are subscribed. So if you feel like I'm giving you value and you feel like I'm spitting all facts, no printer, consider hitting that subscribe button. Consider this. What are some important life events that may happen between the ages of 18 and 34? Off the top of my head, I got graduated from high school and moving off to college. Graduated from college, getting a job and moving in by yourself. You got getting married, you got having babies, you got buying houses. Maybe it's not that games just aren't fun anymore, but we just have more important things to worry about. And I think that's what maturing is. And that brings us to the first tip that I can offer you. You gotta use your headset to be productive. The more you're able to incorporate your headset into important things that are occupying your headspace, the more enjoyable the whole VR experience will be. And I think this is the most important tip that I can give you. One thing that I found that's helped me reach for my Meta Quest 3 more often is using it for productive tasks. There are two things that I'm doing here. Firstly, I'm using my headset in ways that I don't typically use it, so there's a sense of novelty to it. And the second thing is I'm using my headset to complete important tasks that take a longer time to accomplish. For example, did you know you can connect any HDMI device to your Meta Quest 3 and see its display in virtual reality? I've been using it as a camera monitor when I'm recording my YouTube videos. I'm completing a fulfilling task while incorporating virtual reality into it. And it doesn't just have to stop there. Try to find as many new experiences as you can in VR, because whether you want to accept it or not, Meta is putting less emphasis on gaming and trending more towards mixed reality experiences. As a matter of fact, have you ever tried exercising in VR? You should try it. It's really fun. There are a ton of fitness games out there, and I'm sure you can lose a couple pounds. We all can. And this next tip is more focused around gaming. If you're trying to find new ways to enjoy the games that you already have, one thing you could try is to implement different objectives or ways to play to make the game more challenging for yourself. One of the ways that I've implemented this into my VR experience is when playing Onward. I actually bought the game a couple years ago and stopped playing it for a while, but recently I made a challenge for myself to play the game only laying down. Now in Onward VR, you can lay down in your play space to make your character go prone, and I challenged myself to play an entire game only on the floor. This introduced a new and silly way for me to enjoy the game, and I had a blast. Other challenges that you can implement is possibly playing a game with a specific character, playing on a harder difficulty, or setting a time limit for you to complete certain objectives within the game. This is going to create clearly and defined goals for you to achieve, as opposed to just aimlessly playing the game. The whole thing about VR is supposed to be immersive as possible, so try to get into character as much as possible. Now you don't have to do it as much as I do. There was that one time I went into the park dressed up as Apollo Creed for Creed Rise to Glory, but I think you get the point.
Give me a hoorah! Now let's go down! Code is 481985! Understood?
Another cool thing about Onward VR is that the lobbies are insane. Some of the things that I hear on voice chat I actually cannot repeat on this video. Which brings me to my next point. Try to make VR a more social experience. If you tend to play single player games, try playing multiplayer and seeing what type of people you can meet. You never know who you'll run into that you could possibly get along with and become friends with.
The people that I played with.
Bro, it's been such a long time.
On God, it has.
What?
Bolero. So you're still the coolest kid I've ever met on this game. Yo, what's good, bro? You're still the coolest kid I've ever met on this game.
Yay!
I don't think that'll ever change.
And then you have somebody to play games with. The social interaction is a very important aspect when it comes to gaming. And that's pretty much it, guys. Always keep in mind, as we grow older, the thrill of new experiences can fade, not because those things have lost their magic, but simply because we have seen more of the world. I appreciate you guys for watching. If you guys want to see other cool ways to use your VR headset, check out my channel, specifically my how-to playlist.